She was just 26 years old when she stunned the world with her record-shattering run at the 2016 Rio Olympics. Alexi Pappas, the Greek-American long-distance runner, has been chasing greatness her entire life. Her stamina and sharp mind led her to the Ivy Leagues when Dartmouth recruited her to run track. On the field, she was gaining on her Olympic dreams. Off the field, she was embracing her love of writing and went on to pen and star in her own award-winning independent films like Tracktown and Olympic Dreams.
Are you competing?
What?
Are you competing?
Yes, I'm competing.
Awesome.
This month, Alexi released her first book, Bravey, opening up about her battle with a post-Olympic depression so profound it led her to suicidal thoughts. It was a full circle moment. Her mother, Roberta, diagnosed with bipolar disorder, took her own life when Alexi was just 4 years old. Alexi says she came to realize in the years since that she'd been trying to fill a mom-shaped hole, but almost running herself into the ground. Alexi joins me now from Los Angeles, California. Welcome back to the show. You were here instead. We're both crying already. I'm looking at you, and first of all, I'm so proud of you, and I don't know if it's appropriate to say sad for you at the same time, because I know what you're running from and the life that you've lived. In this book, Alexi, you wrote that you have 4 memories of your mom, and 3 of them are bad. Why did you want to reveal that part of your story?
Well, I think the most useful and best memoirs, and the ones that I would have looked to when I was younger and the ones that I look to now, are specific and honest. And the truth is, even the really hard memories that I have, I think were places where I learned that I could use my imagination to see the world as an abundant place. And I made choices when I encountered those memories that I think have dictated how I handle adversity in the rest of my life. But they were formative memories, so it was important to share that if I was going to share anything at all.
You talk about that mom-shaped hole. What does that mean, and what does that represent for you?
Well, it's sort of a mysterious hole, right? Like, it's one that if you don't have a mom, as I didn't have one after 4 years old, you sort of imagine what it is, and you crave it, and you long for it in a way that is almost like longing for, it's an imaginative thing. And I'm sure that I've ascribed, desires that I've had just based on impressions I've had of mothers in the world, right? And so it's a heart that I've crafted based on my own, I think, sadness and also observation about what it might have been like if it were different, right?
If it were different, that is amazing, because you do imagine, what if, all of these what ifs. What if she had made it to my prom? What if she had been there when I crossed that first finish line with my arms raised? All of those moments. Do you recall when you fully understood that she had taken her life? At what age, and how did you understand that?
So I was not told how she died until my best friend told me in 7th grade, actually, before we got on the bus coming home from middle school. And it was this day where we were meant to honor people who had died of smoking. And we wrote these like cardboard tombstones. And I thought that my mom died of smoking, and my best friend told me otherwise. And when I realized that, some memories that I had from my childhood made a lot more sense. And so I think in a way I knew all along. I just didn't really know. I didn't really know that I knew. And it did change my relationship to her. Once I understood how she died, I felt angry at first, as sometimes we do. because I didn't understand how someone could decide to leave.
I got to tell you, as I said, you're such an inspiration. Looking at Bravey, your book, you say chasing dreams, befriending pain, and other big ideas. Mindy Kaling says heartbreaking and hilarious. How do you describe where you are now, Alexi, in your journey in befriending pain?
Yeah, well, I feel like, I have these tools to understand that, and it hurts sometimes, right, to know that you can do it. And I think that what I needed to learn the hard way was that even though I didn't have this one keystone mentor, I could have everybody else. And
Yeah.
so a lot of my time has been spent like harvesting mentors, like someone might, like go fishing in a pond or go searching for wild mushrooms in the forest. Like that's what I've done. And, the hardest part for me was this fear that it would happen to me.
Yeah.
And because the narrative I was told about my mom was something that felt like it was a foregone conclusion, like she was so sick and unhelpable, when I experienced a post-Olympic depression, which a lot of Olympians do,
Mhm.
I thought that I was doomed. And I needed to learn that my brain was a body part
Mhm.
just like any other, and it could get injured just like any other, and it could heal
Wow.
just like any other. And so I feel I have the tools now um, to overcome something that I thought might be insurmountable if it ever happened to me.
Well, listen, nothing is insurmountable when we are armed with the truth and good people around us. You have Maya Rudolph writing this foreword of this book. I just want to thank you again for joining the show and sharing your story. And I know, and you have to know this by now, what you are doing will save lives and help so many people. So thank you, Alexi. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I just want you to know that you taking the time to highlight voices and just see me is like a really big gift, because confidence and the permission to believe in myself is something that I've tried to harvest on my own, but coming from you is really huge. So thank you.